Ripple CTO just went on Twitter and said, hey, we should have given away more XRP at the beginning. Now that the price is up, it's getting harder and harder to do. We also got Bulgaria giving the US a pat on the back, aka political circle jerk action, as Bulgarian authorities praised the US and what they did to Nexo. We have Swift through Signature Bank saying to Binance, nah, girlfriend, nothing under 100,000 flows through our rails. And is it time to see prolonged green candlesticks as we zoom out and take a broader look across the market? We got the heat map up and we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to zoom out to the month so we can put these green big blobs up on the screen into perspective. Last month, Bitcoin is up 34.25%, ETH up 33.7%, XRP just above that 15% mark, with XLM up right now 20.83%. This is over the last month. This has been one nice appreciated rally, with our favorites sitting there above some key levels. XRP at that 40-cent mark, and XLM right now above 9 cents, sitting at 9.1. Bulgarian prosecutor's office congratulates U.S. regulators on success achieved by the inquiry into Nexo. Oh my God, let me read you a quote, because there's some juicy deets here that are hidden in between the lines. And remember, what happened was the U.S. went after Nexo, said, hey, $45 million fine, 22.5 goes to the SEC, another 22.5 went to some other alphabet agency, whatever. Okay, you guys get the point. But the U.S. effectively said, you know what, Nexo, you are done. Nexo already, by the way, bailed out on the United States, stating regulatory concerns. And then the U.S. is like, all right, we'll help you pack your bags by taxing you $45 million. But listen to this statement right here, because listen, this goes even further than the United States, and I wanted to let everyone know. The work on the pretrial proceedings continues, and I would like to stress that is in close cooperation with our foreign partners. The pretrial proceedings have received numerous complaints from British citizens alleging they were victims of fraud by Nexo. In conclusion, I would like to congratulate on behalf of the Public Prosecutor's Office of the Republic of Bulgaria, the U.S. regulatory authorities, yep, there you go, there's the circle jerk pat on the back, for the success they achieved in their inquiry into the activities of Nexo. So think about that now. You also might have some British regulation going on here with Nexo. As they say now, numerous complaints have come from British citizens. And we have a huge faction of fans out there from across the pond. Represent with those comments down below. But now onto the Swift action. You got to be careful with the FUD. But let's just kind of digest through this, and then we're going to get on to giving away more XRP. Yep, that's what they said. They should have given away more. Binance, the major crypto exchange, lately informed citizens via email that its fiat partner, Signature Bank, would no longer recognize money transfers of less than 100,000. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Another variant of what everyone, accredited investors or the elite, because it means you got to have money out there. For 100,000 for its users starting February 1st. And by the way, what else is February 1st? Jerome Powell and the Fed getting ready to drop what? A 25 or 50 basis point hit? Well, we're going to find out on February 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We will be live streaming, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. As the bank restricts its access to digital markets, Signature Bank will only manage user transactions valued at more than 100,000. So the whales out there, everyone. The action came after the FDIC released a warning about the threat of crypto assets. The FDIC is the major agency regulated in the United States for banks approved by the states to do not regulate Federal Reserve System. Interesting. So again, another warning from the United States has yielded this action right here. Whales are going to be the only ones now apparent to play in the crypto world through that Swift money ramp. Morgan Stanley CEO says inflation has peaked. Well, obviously, duh, we've seen it on the CPI data charts. Inflation peaked in June of 2022 at 9.1, but we are now starting to see Jerome Powell and the Fed back off. In a CNBC interview on January 19, Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman said U.S. inflation has peaked and wondered if the authorities could drop it to 2%. Right now, we're sitting right at that 6.5, so we got quite a bit to go. The bank executive pointed out that inflation numbers are better and that inflation has clearly peaked. He further predicted that the Fed could increase interest rates by 25 basis points. At the peak of inflation, the Fed consistently hiked rates by over 50 basis points. However, the recent FOMC meeting minutes showed that policymakers agreed to slow down the hikes in 2023. What they're referring to there is this, the Fed's meetings. All right, so they had their last meeting December 14th, and what happens is when they do their meeting, they only go over like the big high-level stats. These are like the full minutes, what people said, further statements, and so forth, and this is super, super long and super, super in depth. Definitely carve out a good half hour or so to go through the Fed's minutes, if not longer. And as always, any article you see in this video will be linked in the description below. So if you want to read it, it's there for you. But now, on to this story. I kid you not, when I saw this, I was like, whoa, you shouldn't have given away more. But I want you to think about the mathematics that come into play here. As the price of our favorites go up, it gets harder to give away the quantity of them, right? And as you've got Ripple Labs as well as Stellar Development Foundation sitting on billions and billions of respective XRP and XLM, yeah, when the value goes up, that's a lot of money you're sitting on that you want to give away, that you want to get into that ecosystem, right? I wish Ripple had given away more XRP, executive says, and here's why. Discussing the topic, Schwartz expressed regret that Ripple did not distribute more tokens when the XRP price was low. In his view, the influx of a large number of tokens into the market now that the price is already at 40 cents, makes things way more difficult. So in some ways, it does benefit Ripple Labs to have the price a little bit lower, because as they do their distribution, it doesn't have that same effect, right? I mean, something at 10 cents is different at something at 40 when it's converted to fiat. A particular problem is also for the U.S. recipients. Again, the U.S. getting screwed. This would be on taxed ordinary income, forcing them to sell around 50% when they receive the tokens. This is one of the reasons why the release of all the tokens in the market should have been done while the price is at its lowest, Schwartz summed up. And I've got his tweet right here. It says, but as I've said before, I do wish Ripple had given away more XRP while it was still close to worthless. Everything gets harder to do as the value goes on up. That coming from David Joelcat Schwartz himself. Interesting, isn't it, when we zoom out and look at that 30-day movement of crypto, some definite relief from the bottom on the crypto, and hey, inflation has already peaked, so maybe we have seen the bottom in prices, and the crypto markets are that forward-looking, because remember, the action that you're seeing price-wise is definitely forward-looking, but investors seem to be really pricing in a whole bunch of optimism based on Jerome Powell and the Fed only having to come at us with 25 basis point hits. You got Binance feeling more action from U.S. regulations, this specifically from the FDIC that put a warning letter out, of which there you go. You've got them saying, hey, look, we can only offer $100,000 or more through our SWIFT partner. Interesting stuff, right? Finding more ways to limit crypto out there. It seems to be that until regulators out there start making regs, they're going to contain crypto. They're going to try to keep it within a crypto sphere and not let it move on over to the traditional finance sector. Schwartz himself now out on crypto saying, yo, it's harder when the price is this high. Gosh, then how hard would it have been when XRP was above $1? How do you feel about that? That the fact they should have given away more? Should they burn more? Same thing with Stellar Development Foundation. Should they burn more, right? Do they need this much in the circulating supply? Very curious. Let me know with the comments down below. I'll leave you with this video right here, tailored for you using the YouTube algorithms for a further deeper dive on the Web3 crypto-related stuff that, yep, you are into. Until more news breaks, you cool cats, have a great rest of your day.